Hi everyone, welcome. On the agenda for today, we have Iyengar Yoga to access your deep core muscles. Yeah, it's going to be a full body engagement, and as I said, the idea here is to access those deep muscles. Yeah, really deep. And yeah, that's kind of all I really want to say about that. I'm going to try and keep it short. I hope that it'll be sort of a practice that you can get into and then onward, and I hope it's a practice that you'll come back to whenever you're craving something of this sort. Okay, now as always, if you are looking for something a little bit longer or more in depth, then I must direct you over to my online membership and check that out, because at Studio Po, we have a massive library of recorded classes, and you can search and sort and find the right practice for yourself. And so if you're looking, for example, for additional practices on core stability, core strength, and at different levels, yeah, it would be really easy to find it over there. So definitely check out the links below for access to the online membership. And I've actually put a special treat, a special discount for my YouTube friends. So check that out as well in the description. All right, I think that's it. Let's get to it. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Okay, to begin, have your mat and set it up in a place where you have space. So you're not going to be too close to a wall, and you've got some area, some free space around you. If when you lie on the floor, you're a little bit sensitive, it would be absolutely okay and suggested to maybe open up a blanket and place it over your mat just to make it a little bit softer. Right? Sometimes some people's bones are a little bit sensitive. Okay, so once you've done that, set yourself up and lay down here like this and begin in Supta Tadasana. Okay, just straighten yourself out. You can even lift your head and look down the body. See that you are in fact straight. Okay, extend through the back of your legs, reach your heels away, and press your knees and thighs down. Broaden through your collarbones, roll your shoulders back, and lift your chest. Supta Tadasana. Okay, now keeping your left leg exactly where it is, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Okay, you can interlace your fingers at the top of the shin there and hug it in. Okay, hug it in. And then release, raise your arms over your head, Urdhva Hastasana. And then second side, hug the left leg in, knee towards your chest, and then release, and Urdhva Hastasana. Okay, so now you can keep going with this, just Ekapada Pavan Muktasan, one leg at a time, and see if you can find a little bit of rhythm here. Okay, hug the leg in, release. Hug the leg in, release. Okay, a couple more. Hug it in. Now, even when you're hugging that leg in, don't forget to stay aware, alert in the leg that's extended on the ground. Okay, last round here. Hug the leg in and then release. Hug the leg in and then release. Now go for both legs at the same time. Okay, hug both legs in. You can even spread the knees a little bit towards the armpits, and then extend the legs to straight, Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Okay, a few times. Hug the knees towards your armpits, and then extend the arms, extend your legs. Okay, find your own flow here. Develop a bit of a rhythm. Hug it in, undo. Hug it in, undo. Okay, keep going and stay with it. Okay, now after you've done, let's say, 2 or 3 more. Okay, from here, you're gonna hug the legs in and swing yourself over to halasana. Okay, and then from halasana, you're gonna come up paschimottanasana. Okay, so knees to the chest, and then swing yourself over. Maybe you touch the floor, maybe you don't, doesn't matter. See what happens. And then don't stay there, right? I was staying there just to demonstrate, but just touch and go. Touch, and then go. Okay, touch, and then go. Okay, I would say bend the knees on the way up and the way down, especially if you're just getting started with this kind of thing. Okay, and again, find your flow. Find the rhythm. Few more, extend, hug the legs in, go over. Okay, now the next time, you're gonna come over and you're gonna lift up into malasana. Malasana. Then from malasana, put your buttocks back on the floor and swing over to halasana. Malasana, halasana. And go for, if I don't use my hands, sometimes it is a little hard. Reach forward, malasana. Halasana, malasana. Okay, 5 rounds. Keep going. Find your rhythm. And then after you've done 5, from malasana, utkatasana. And then again, back through malasana and up and over halasana. So now let's go for 4 more of these. Utkatasana, malasana, halasana. Malasana, utkatasana, malasana, halasana. I'm probably losing count here. Keep going with it. I think we've got 1 more to go. Malasana, utkatasana, malasana. Now to continue onward, malasana, utkatasana, urdhva hastasana. And then come out the way you went in. Utkatasana, malasana, buttocks on the floor, halasana, and 5 rounds. Utkatasana, urdhva hastasana. Come down the way you went in. Malasana, utkatasana, urdhva hastasana. Utkatasana, malasana, halasana. Reach forward. Don't give up. Go for 1 more round here. Utkatasana, urdhva hastasana, then final pose, tadasana in the sequence. Okay, let's carry it through. Urdhva hastasana, utkatasana, malasana, halasana. Malasana, utkatasana, urdhva hastasana, tadasana. Urdhva hastasana, utkatasana, malasana, halasana. Okay, 2 more rounds here. Utkatasana, urdhva hastasana, tadasana. Coming back out. I forget where we're at here. Let's go for 1 last one. We'll just come back out here. Raise the arms up, urdhva hastasana, utkatasana, reach forward, malasana, and then halasana. Come forward, paschimottanasana. Okay, are you ready for the next sequence? If you haven't gotten the picture yet, it's a pretty dynamic practice that we're doing today. Okay, so sit now in swastikasana, in a cross-legged position, and let's twist. Okay, create a nice base for yourself. See that you're seated up on the very center of your buttock bones. And just take a moment, especially after that fast-moving sequence that we've just done, to steady yourself, settle yourself, let the breathing, let your breath return to a new normal. Okay, inhale, exhale. Let your mind drop down and find your base. Connect with the foundation of your seated pose. Okay, so any points of contact, the edges of your feet, your buttock bones, descend into those points and ascend up through the crown of your head. Okay, now let the whole lower part of your body, your legs, gravitate towards the floor, and then grow the sides of your body upward. Okay, lengthen up through the side waist, side ribs, and side chest. Broaden through your collarbones, shoulders back, chest up. Now maintain this outer frame that you've just established for yourself. Inhale, lift up a little more. Exhale, turn yourself to the right. Okay, swing your left hand across, right hand behind you, and then lift and turn. Turn your abdomen, ribs, and roll your shoulder back. Okay, just lift your chin a little bit, look over that back shoulder. Okay, don't lead so much with the head, turn the bottom, but the head can just follow a little bit. Okay, come back to the center. Inhale, exhale. Again, anchor down through your hips, lift up through the side body, and then exhale, turn to the left. Okay, left hand behind you, right hand across, and then lift up and turn. From the base of your abdomen, turn yourself, turn your ribs, roll that back shoulder back, and pull your right shoulder blade across. Okay, now from the base of your spine all the way to the base of your skull there, move the spinal column into the body and turn around yourself. Be mindful here that you're not leaning into the back arm, but rather push off with the back arm and turn around yourself. Spine stays in the center. Okay, and then release, come back to the center, breathe. Okay, change the crossing of your legs, and then let's repeat this. Okay, again, settle, lower part of the body, let it gravitate towards the floor, lift up. Okay, down and up, right? Different parts of the body doing different things. Okay, now as you inhale, lift, exhale, turn to the right, lift and rotate. Okay, second time, see where you're stiff, see where you're loose, see if you can gain access in a different way for this second round. Okay, roll your right shoulder back, pull the left side around, and turn yourself. Now again, see, is your spine in the center? Okay, avoid leaning back, push off with the back arm. So sacrum goes in, back ribs in and up, and then turn yourself, revolve. Breathe into it, and with each exhalation, maybe you can just turn a little bit more. Come back to the center, take a few breaths here, and then go for the second side. Inhale, lift up, exhale, turn yourself. Turn your abdomen, your ribs, your shoulders. Push off with that back arm and revolve yourself. Lengthen upward and turn. Okay, come back to the center and pause. Okay, so now from here, we're gonna add in a little bit of work with Paripurna Navasana. Okay, so start here in this bent leg position and have your hands back a little bit behind you here like this. Now broaden your collarbones, roll your shoulders back, and then lift your chest. Okay, but when I say lift your chest, I mean so much more than just lift your chest. Okay, lift your chest, but actually begin the lift way down here, if that makes any sense to you. Okay, lift the chest, but this whole front body has to also come with it. Okay, so when feet are planted, arms behind you, broaden your collarbones, roll your shoulders back, and climb the whole front body up, 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 and lift your chest. Okay, now lean back a little bit towards the back of the buttock bones and see if you can balance here. So I've just lifted my feet up off the ground. Okay, shoulders back, chest up, and I'm pushing with the heel of my hands to keep the spine into the body, not dissimilar to that spinal action in the twist. Okay, hold it. All right, release for a moment. Okay, you can be quite strong. Let's try that again. Okay, hands are behind you. Broaden your collarbones, shoulders back, lean back a little bit. My elbows bend a little as I lean back, and then come up. Okay, from the low abdomen, lift the whole front body upward. Shoulders back, chest up. You can squeeze your legs together and pause here. Hold it here. Create a relationship between your low abdomen and the top of your thighs. Okay, now this is a good pose that you can do for holding, like hold it for a while. See when your thighs, your abdomen, where it all starts speaking to you. You can develop endurance here with this one. Okay, and then release. All right, cross your legs for a moment, pause. Okay, so now we'll put it together, okay, because we're working with Swastikasana and Paripurnanavasana. So, and we're gonna build it. We'll build on it each time. Now, each time I add something, you may decide, I'm not ready for that just yet. And so, of course, you can always back it up and repeat the variation that we had just done, okay, because I'm just gonna add little bits each time. All right, so from here, let's lean back and do this very beginning stage here, Paripurnanavasana. Shoulders back, chest up, move that spine in and climb the front body up. Now immediately from here, cross your legs and turn yourself to the right side. Lift and turn. Come back to the center and again lift up. Paripurnanavasana, spinal column in, front body, lift it, lift it. Then change the crossing of your legs and turn yourself to the left side. Revolve yourself. Come back to the center. One more time here each side. Paripurnanavasana. And then turn yourself to the right. And each time you're crossing your legs, if you can, right? Sometimes it's hard to remember. You're going to change the crossing of your legs so that you change it up. Twist to the left and then back to the center. Okay, now if you can, to take it this next step further, from here, you may be able to release the arms, right? And extend them forward. Here like this, and hold it, okay? Careful not to lean too far back. Sacrum in, back ribs in, get that lift all the way from the low abdomen. And then cross at the ankles, Parshva Swastikasana. Turn yourself to the right. And then come back to the center, hold it, Paripurnanavasana. Change the crossing of your legs, Parshva Swastikasana. And then come back to the center. Hold it there, sacrum in and up, back ribs in and up. And then turn yourself. That's the way. Come back to the center. Find it, find it. Lift yourself, right? It's like I can tell, I can feel myself getting heavy here. Sacrum in, back ribs in. That relationship, abdomen and thigh, keep it. Change the crossing, turn yourself. Push with the back arm, push off the floor. Come back one last time here like this, hold it here, and then go to the right, lift and turn, and then back to the center, and last one to the left. Okay, and then back to the front. Okay, so now we have one more level, or one more extension here of the pose, because we'll go for the full pose, Paripurnanavasana. Okay, so from here, what it looks like, you're leaning back here, Paripurnanavasana. You've got your balance here. Then maybe from here, you can extend your legs to straight. Everything else is in the pose. Back ribs in. Lift all the way, low abdomen up. Squeeze the legs together. Thighs push away, but reach up through the back of your legs. Cross your legs, turn yourself to the right. And then come back to the center. Unfold your lower legs. Keep those legs high, right? Don't let them fall down. You gotta keep them high. And the trick, I think, is thigh and abdomen. Keep it connected. Unfold those lower legs. And then crossing, turn yourself to the left. Okay, 2 more each side. Paripurnanavasana, unfold the lower legs. Back body into the front body. Cross your legs, Parshvaswastikasana. Come back to the center. Find your full pose. Where are you at? What are you working with right now in this pose? Change the crossing of your legs, turn yourself to the left. Okay, come back to the center and extend, hold it. Notice what happens with repetition. Is it getting easier or is it getting harder? And then turn to the right. Come back to the center. Hold it. Big feet. Reach those inner legs away from you and up. Inner heel up. Back body into the front body. Change the crossing and turn yourself to the left. And then release. Come back to the center. So this is the final piece, the final sequence here in this practice. I suggest working with a couple of bricks with a little bit of height underneath your hands. Okay, so first off, start in Dandasana, like so. Place your hands on the bricks, broaden your collarbones, shoulders back, chest up. And remember, chest up means so much more than only lifting the chest, right? Can you find that ascension through the entire front body, starting right down at the low abdomen? Okay, press your knees down, your thighs down, and lengthen upward. Lengthen up through the side body and front body. Dandasana. Okay. And then release. Now from here, we're gonna go towards Purvottanasana. Okay, now I find for my body and where I'm at with this pose, I still prefer to have some space between my legs. So I like to keep them a little bit apart, but you are, in the final pose, the legs are together. So you can experiment for yourself whether you appreciate having some space between your legs or if you would prefer to work with the legs together. Okay, so bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor here like this, and still with your hands on the bricks. Okay, now from here you're going to lift up into like a tabletop position. Okay, lift yourself up here like this. Okay, and see if you can kind of get, knees over the ankles kind of thing. Okay, press your feet into the floor, and then that buttock might feel heavy. Press the midline of the buttock up, lift it up. Okay, roll your shoulders back, and now press your hands down, but lift up, and hold it here. Okay, find that duration. Mid buttock into the body. Okay, and then lower yourself down. Pause. Okay, now again, I am suggesting that you use some height under your hands. This is with the intention of making it a little bit more available, accessible, but of course you can remove the bricks if you'd like. And also sometimes it's a function of proportions, right? The length of your arms related to your torso, etc. So please feel free to experiment. Okay, let's go for another round here. Press your feet into the floor, press your hands into the bricks, and then roll your shoulders back and lift yourself up. Tabletop position. Just let your head go back. Don't hang it like it's hanging off of something, but look back, press your feet into the floor and move the midline of the buttock up. Rotate your upper arms just a little bit there, move the shoulder corners back and lift up higher and higher. Mid buttock into the body. Okay, thighs are rolling a little bit in, right? You don't want the legs to flare outward. Mid buttock up. Hold it there. Okay, and then lower yourself down. Pause. Okay, so now we're going to take it again towards a bit of a dynamic movement as we've been doing in this practice. And so you're going to go from Purvottanasana back through, it's almost like a combination of Dandasana and maybe Lolasana. Okay, so have a look from here. Exhale and lift yourself up. Okay, so this is where we've been. Push the bricks down with your hands, lift up, push your feet into the floor, mid buttock up into the body. Now from here, you can lower towards the floor, but then can you pull your legs in towards you, push the bricks round your upper back, and come into this Dandasana Lolasana position. And then immediately come back into your Purvottanasana tabletop position, and you can find a little bit of a flow here in your own timing, going back and forth. Okay, it can be a little bit intense on the wrists, so manage that for yourself. And it's not just the general shapes here. I'm going to come down while I'm talking. But you want to really work through the edges, the full expression of both. Okay, so what I mean by that is, yeah, you're going back, but can you pull back and then push the floor, puff the upper back. And then when you come back up, don't feel that this is enough, but move that mid buttock and then go all the way. So don't sacrifice, just because you're moving fast, don't sacrifice the full intentions here behind each pose. Okay, keep going, go with it for a few rounds. And as you're doing it, if you come down, you rest, and maybe sometimes for me, my wrists act up. So if that's something that happens for you, you can work it out with some circles. You can stretch out the wrists in this way too, right? Sometimes that helps. I just find when there's a lot of this, I need to do some of this. Okay, and then you can go for another round. Okay, I'll show you one last go here before we end this just mini exploration of Purvottanasana. So back and forth, and I will add one more thing here just to say, really what's going on here is some work with the bandhas, right? The Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, but I'm not going to go in depth into that at this moment. But if you're curious, right, about what I'm talking about, you're not so familiar with it, or maybe you've heard these terms, do a little research, look into it. Yeah, because it's really helpful for these types of poses. Okay, and this shape and these movements, to a certain extent, are facilitating the bandhas. I mean, there's a little bit of you doing the bandhas, but then also the pose does the bandhas, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'll leave that there. And now let's go again here. Hands on your setup, shoulders back. You're lifting way down low, right from the navel area. Lift up through the front body, and then you've got your tabletop position. Okay, you've done your dynamic movements, forward and back, and now from here you're gonna go for full Purvottanasana. So push the bricks down, roll your shoulders back, push your feet down, move the mid buttock into the body, and then can you start to walk your feet away? Now don't walk them away until they're completely straight. Keep a little bit of a bend in your knees, but then press your feet into the floor, well, I'm gonna go a little further. Press your feet into the floor and then roll over yourself, right? So you wanna use buttock up, the straightening of your legs. There we go, to get even more lift in your chest. Buttock up. And then lower down. It's a hard one. I do find this one very challenging. Sometimes I feel it here, thighs. Anyway, see how it is for you. And this one too, if you're able to keep your legs together, there's real benefit and value to doing it that way. You know, having the touch of one leg against the other can be really, really instructive and helpful. Okay, so again, for me, I'm keeping them apart primarily because of my lower back, and it just creates some space there that I still need. But like I said, you should experiment legs together if it feels good for you. Okay, of course you can carry forward if you want to do a little bit more, but otherwise, I think we should end it here. Yeah, you can lay yourself out for Shavasana. And take the Shavasana that is best for you, whatever supports you may like, and just be here.